Hey everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching today. So I'm going to show you how I've made this really lovely shadow box frame card. I've got ones on the channel. I've got 5x7, 6x6, got a double 6x6, and I think there's another one as well, maybe a smaller version. But this is a 6x8 size, and I've made a envelope box as well for 6x8 size cards, 3D ones, so anything, you know, you've got 1 inch depth there, but it's also a nice size box for other gifts as well. That will be on a separate video and I'll link that one up here. It will also fit the Book a Trick style. I think it was the Book a Trick, no, sorry, not the Book a Trick style, it was the book card easel, the book easel card, I think it was something like that. Anyway, that will be linked as well. But today I'm going to show you how to make this. You could also have it as a portrait style, and you don't have to have this divider. In fact, the one I'm going to make today isn't going to have this, but I will give you the measurements for that one. I just wanted a nice card that was going to be able to show off these 3D flowers. So similarly really to the display 3D display card I shared last week, I think it was. It's that same kind of, you know, concept with that kind of 1 inch depth, and then you can kind of build up, you know, anything you want as well. Now I've got acetate, which I might be using on the card that I'm going to show you next, but I'll sit it over this one as well so you can see how that would look. So then you could kind of have things floating inside or shaking around, and if you just want to keep the dust off it and have it as more of a keepsake, you can do that as well. So this is really straightforward to make, so let's get started. Okay, so to make the frame you're going to want 2 pieces of 3.5 by 8. Along the 3.5 side you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2 and 3. Do that twice. I've already popped one together there, I'll show you that in a second. And then you'll want 2 pieces of 3.5 by 6, and you're going to score the same, so 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2 and 3, and that's along that 3.5 side. And again, I've popped that one together there, so you can fold and burnish those. And then for the back of the card you want a piece of 6 by 8, so that will give us the base. And then if you want to make the stand, you'll want a piece of 9.5 by 8, and along the 9.5 side you want to score it 3, 6, 7.5 and 9. If you want it to go on a portrait, then you just want to make it 6 inches rather than 8, because it will stick exactly the same way, but it's going to stick along the bottom here rather than along the bottom here. And then if you want to make that middle section, that kind of divider that I've got here, it's a piece of 3.5 by 5, and you score the same. So along the 3.5 you're scoring at 1/2, 1.5, 2 and 3. So everything that I've scored there you can fold and burnish, and I'll go through all the other measurements in a minute. So we'll do the frame first. So you'll have 2, ignore that I've taken those pieces out, but you'll have 2 like this, and then you've got 2 like this. We'll do these ones first because they're dead easy. So just going to, you would have folded all of your score lines, and then just choose one of the 1/2 inch sides there and just run your glue all the way down, and then just fold in half and then fold that over. So you're just making that tube there, and then where you just stuck that one on the top, that's going to become the bottom, and I like the join to be facing inside. So there's the join there, and then the join there. So you'll have 2 like this. Now I don't think I gave you the scoring, so there's an extra bit of scoring you want to do. So pop it in, and you want the, again, it doesn't matter which side because they've both got the 1/2 inch and the 1 inch, so either end. I'll do this one because obviously I've already cut it, and you want to score at 1/2 inch down past the first score line and go down to the second. So that's at 1/2 inch, and then again at 5.5 past the first score line and down to the second. When you've done that, you're going to cut down that score line and then cut across down to the end of this one here. I've done it and then realised I should have showed it in the video, so apologies. I've done this in other videos where I've made shadow boxes. You can always see there as well if you want to see the process, but you're basically then just cutting down that, like I said, that score line, and then cut across on the diagonal to the corner here, and you'll remove those pieces. You want to make sure you do that on both because that's what's creating the corner. You then want to add your glue on this short one here, and you're going to do the same. Fold it over. So you've got the 1 inch and 1/2 inch, and then fold that one over. It might buckle a little bit, but just, you can always burnish that all back out again, like so. So you have 2 now, and you want the folds again to face inside. So what's going to happen is this one's going to stick on top in that corner, that one's going to stick on top in that corner, and then they're going to slot in there. So what I would suggest is get your base, so your piece of 6x8, take one of the short ones and run your glue all along the bottom there. And then I've just flattened mine, so I've got the fold here and that glue which is on that long piece, and you're going to line it up with the edge of this base piece here. Okay, and then I like to bring it up and just fold it back. You should have that effect. And then again do the same, so on that bottom piece, and again just fold it flat and just sit that one, and then just bring that one back. Okay, so we should have this. Then you're going to take one of these, again make sure you've got your fold, and run the glue all down there, and now this one is going to sit on top of these, so just pop it in there. You can kind of bring out the sides here so it can slot underneath, but you're pushing the whole thing in so you get a nice corner, nice right angle, and then that will sit on there. And then if you fold it out, you can really get in there and kind of burnish that. It's all secure. And we'll stick that in a minute, but if you kind of have it like that, it should kind of hold itself anyway, but it just means you can get in there and make sure it's nice and flat. And then again with the next one, and then if you just add some glue to the corners here, I do like a little triangle so it matches like the triangle there, and then just kind of bring it up and lift it and just wipe away any excess glue there and just hold that in place for a moment. Okay, so that's one side, and then again just on this one, add your glue and just bring that up. And again, just hold that in place for a second. Okay, now if you want to add the divider, this is that piece, you're just going to stick it just like you did the long ones, and then add your glue, and then that will wedge, and you want it to wedge. You might need to just open up the sides a little bit. You'd add the glue then as well, and then slide it down and stick it. And of course you can flatten it as well. Once that's all down there, you could flatten it that way to push down the glue and so on. But you could have it, you know, quite high up. You could have a few. You could turn this into a little shelving thing. You might have some stamps that are like books. You could make a little bookcase. It could be a dresser. Maybe if you've got some of the Paper Discovery stamps where she's got like the dresser, so all the plates and cups and stuff. But yeah, you can have this anywhere you like. It's entirely up to you. But I'm not adding it today because I want to do a different style. So I've got this piece here, which is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. I thought it was. Yes. And that's going to go right down in the middle there. And I just used an old Creative Craft Products. It was the bark that I used. It's the same one that I used during the Facebook Live on the other one. So I'm just going to add some glue and stick that down. I've kept it white just because I've got so much colour with the flowers. I want them to really pop, but I still just wanted there to be a little bit of texture. And that's now going to start to really strengthen the back there. So pop that one down. I'm going to add the base in a minute once I've stuck everything else down. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and made all my flowers. Now, if you want to see me making these from scratch, you can watch the Facebook Live. But I do also have a separate video on my Made to Surprise YouTube channel showing you how to make your own paper flowers. And I use the flower forming foam as well. And I've used these ones here. So they're the apple blossom. I've used the daffodil. You can see the dies there, nice big dies. And it will give you this effect here. I haven't used the leaves, which are here as well. Then I've used the dahlia, and that's, yeah, this one here. But obviously I've made it look different. And then the hydrangea. I think this is one of my favourites. I think it's so cute. Really like that one. And then the rose, which is this one here. So if you want to see how I've made those, like I said, check out the link below. And then my sentiment, I've taken this one here, which is from this set, which is from the Impossible cards, which I shared a couple of weeks ago. And I've taken the Good Friends Are Hard to Find, Harder to Leave, and Impossible to Forget. So I've heat embossed that one. I'll give you the measurements of this one here. So it's 2 7/8 by 2.5, and then 2 5/8 by 2 1/4, and then 2 3/8 by about 2. It depends, obviously it's going to be different depending on your sentiment. So I'm going to have that one in there, and then I'm going to build up the flowers all around. I'm going to really squash them in and have all the leaves built up and everything. So you won't probably see a lot of the frame, but I want it to kind of start to come into it like that. And then I've got the acetate, and I will decide whether or not to add that once I put this all in. So I've got my hot glue gun on. You don't need to use hot glue, but I do like to use it with projects like this. But if you've got any of your silicone glue, but even like the glues that I'm using to put this together, they will work. You just have to hold them there a little bit longer. I'm going to pop this up on a little bit of foam in the middle there, get that stuck down first, and then stick all the flowers down. So I stuck all that down, and then I've got these little bees, which I just thought was really cute. I got these from the works not too long ago. It was just before Easter. I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue there, and I just thought it's quite nice to just have them just popped on a couple of the petals. I like that it's kind of grown over the sentiment there, so it's kind of just, you can just see it. But you could also have the sentiment on the top, and then all the flowers, like, you know, underneath. So that's another option there as well if you wanted. Let's do this one on the edge of the daffodil there. We should do 3 really. Let's do 1 more. I guess we'll have this one here. There we go. Okay, and then with the acetate, I like to give it a good clean. I'm just going to spray the back first. I can rub the, you know, clean the front again when I've stuck it all down. But just spraying some rubbing alcohol. You can also use surgical spirits, the same. And then just give that a really good wipe. Now I've already gone around the frame with a very thin strip of glitter. They're Love from Lizzie. I was actually sent them, and if I just flip it over, you can see I've already stuck them there, and I just thought it looked quite nice just to give it, you know, something. But the idea I've got is to stick this on the top. I'm going to add red tape in the corners, and then I'm going to stick these corners over the top so it hides where I've added the adhesive, because I'm not going to add any adhesive along here or here, but that's going to hold it in. I just thought it looked quite fancy as well, so I'm going to use this red tape here, and I just want to pop, I'm going to put it on the back of the acetate. Just, I mean, it really is just being tacked together, because I want this to be hidden with those little silver corners, and I'll give you the measurements to those in a moment. So the acetate is the same size as the base piece, so 6 by 8. But if you're going to add pattern paper on top, then you could add adhesive all down the sides here, here and here, and then add strips of, you know, pattern paper or whatever it is that you want to do. But because I just want to have it with those tiny little corners, then this is the way to kind of hide it. So again, 1 more rub there to make sure you got all of your marks off, and then you can just stick that down in each corner like so. And then I'm going to add tape to the back of these and stick those over the top. So that's everything now stuck down. I think the corners really just give it that little extra something, and then I can just give that now another little spritz and just make sure I've got no sticky marks or anything on there. So much, you know, you can do with this. Have scenes built up inside. little diorama, you know, Christmas scene, underwater scene, you know, completely seal the acetate, and you can have beads and all sorts moving around inside. I think it's a lovely little keepsake. Really enjoyed doing this one. So then we need to add the stand. So I've got this piece here. You would have just folded all the score lines. You want to do it so that you've got, if I start this end, so you've got your 1/2 inch piece. You want that to be a mountain, then a valley, mountain, mountain. Basically that's going to come around so you've got that shape. So I'm going to again take my glue. I've just realised I've not given you the measurements for those silver pieces, which I said I would. So just fold that down so it's like a concertina fold, and then just sandwich that in between like so. So those, I think they were 1 by 1.5. Let me just see here. So 1 by 1. So you just need 2 pieces of 1 by 1 mirrored card, and then just cut on the diagonal, and that'll give you your 4 corners there. And then I like to add glue all on the side that I've just joined together, and then you're going to attach that to the back of the card. So like I said, whether you've done it as a portrait, yours will be 6 inches long, this one is the 8, and this will now go right along the back of the card here. So you can do it like I'm doing now, or you can just lay it, you know, flat onto the back, whatever works. Whilst that's drying, I've got these pieces here. This is optional, but it's the side pieces, and these measure, they're all 3/4 of an inch wide, and this is 7 3/4 for the long sides. You want 2, and these are 5 3/4 for your short sides. And then I've just popped it in my scoreboard, and I've just popped a score line at every 1/8 of an inch, because that's what I've got on my one, and it just gives you that nice effect. So just a fun way to add some detail, texture to your cardstock. If you maybe don't have embossing folders or die cutting machines and things, you can still create some, you know, embossed effects. But that's now stuck down. So then these are going to stick on the 4 sides here. And then this is for the back, so you've got your place to write your message. And these are, so a piece of 7 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then 7 1/2 by 2 1/2. And I've embossed happy birthday on that one, and that's going to stick just on there. Like I said, you've got your space there to write your message. And there's the finished card. I have loved making this for both of them. Really, really nice. And another thing I thought about when I was just finishing this one, I think this would be really nice to maybe have like as a memory box, maybe a nice summer holiday or anything like that. Maybe the children have collected things and they could make like a little collage or something, and then, you know, enclose it, maybe give it as a gift to mum and dad. I don't know, I see a little keepsake there as well. I really like it. So just to, you know, bring that one in again so you can see how different, you know, you can make these, and also having it portrait as well will give it a, you know, completely different look, and adding more of these as well I think would look lovely. And I think it looks good with or without the acetate, you know, depending on, you know, what you want to kind of make it for and who. But lovely, you know, for special occasions, wedding cards, those big milestone birthdays and stuff. Yeah, love them. And all the space on the back there. Plus you've got your gift box as well, or the envelope box to, you know, gift those in as well. So check out the tutorial for that. I'll link that up now as well. I'll link the 3D display pillar using the 3D flowers that I mentioned earlier. That will be popping up now as well. And as always, if you've enjoyed today, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't. It really does help out the channel. And I'll link all of the product that I've used in the description box below. And we'll be back again very soon. Take care, and I'll see you then. Bye.